How do, everybody? Sorry we haven't had a video out for a little bit. Liddell and I both been a little under the weather, head cold. Anyway, if you can hear me over the ducks, we're gonna fix their pen door with a little maintenance. Everything's swelling up and getting difficult, so I'm gonna adjust it. The farmer in.
Liddell.
The farmer in.
Liddell.
Hi ho, da dirty do, the farmer in.
Liddell.
We can't even get the darn thing shut because this 2x4 is swelling up. So what I'm going to try and do is take all of this off and then just run the saw back up through it. And then when I put this back in, I'm also going to try and get it adjusted better. I didn't bring a regular Phillips bit. We'll see what we can do with what I got. These ones aren't going to be the problem child. It's going to be this one because it's an oak.
Do you have to remove that one since you're sawing the door?
I could do it on just the door part, but I don't have a, this is like a number 3 Phillips bit, and I need like a number 2 or whatever. It's a smaller one. I can see a little bit of a gap right there, so I can just run the saw up. I was going to try and get it shut and then run the saw through, but we can do it this way and see what happened.
The ducks are coming.
Okay, it was just enough for the guide on the handle. Hey ladies. Well, we got a big gap up here, but I need to do more down here. Am I making noises?
They're like, do we come out there? Definitely not scaredy ducks.
Yeah, they're not fraidy cats.
It's hitting on that top.
At the very, very top.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Way up on the tippy toes. All right, well, I can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to get rained on here. Sheesh. Like that's never happened before. Oh man. It still hits, but it's just
barely.
Just barely. And it's still hitting right here at the latch too, but again, just barely. Extend, depend. Come on, fingers. I'm going to get these all in, but not tight, and then try and kind of adjust. I can tell already that one's too high. Problem is these are so big that it's like you can't really, there isn't a lot of adjustment. Way too high. Ooh, that made a difference. It gets really easy out here. Sheesh. Are we lucky? Golly. Use 2 hands so that you don't look like... Sheesh. Alright. Well.
Ta-da!
Ta-da. Should we do the other one while we're making messes? I don't see where it's... Oh, yes I do. Never mind. Strike that comment. Let's just run the saw up there.
Oh, it's closed?
Yeah, well, it's closed. Let's see. Right now it's 2 1/4. That's a bit much. We'll run it down to like 1 5/8. Oy, oy, oy. Making messes. Why not? That actually did help, but not. Yeah, it's at the very bottom, I think, where it's actually hitting, which I'm not going to be able to get to that regardless. Yeah, I've got wood sawdust in there. It needs to come up. Yeah, the holes are so big in this, it's hard to get them to go anywhere other than where they were before without moving it a lot. Yeah, it's still hung up on the bottom. Fun times.
I'm going to show the ducks. Look, curious ducks.
Well,
I didn't bring your treats.
it's easier than it was. I'm going to have to get a handsaw down below because I can't get the saw to go below the dirt, obviously. But if you push on it, it works. Good enough for right now. I'll have to come back with a handsaw. Fun and games. All right, let's go see what we're going to do on the ball valve opener tool that I snapped off. Okay, so if you guys have been watching us a while, you know that I made one of these to turn the ball valve on and off for the ducks' pools. Well, when you make it out of thin wall stuff, this happens. So I drilled holes and then cut down to it, but it's just however many times we open and close that, it broke. So what I'm going to do now is I've got a coupler for the 2-inch pipe, and then I don't know if you can see it very well in there, but I just took a die grinder and then a half-round file and got rid of the little ridge that it's supposed to go up against. So we're gonna basically slide this down over the top to where it's double thick, and then glue in between, so it should be one piece. Anyhow, and then I'll go back and drill the holes and do like I did before. Now, I currently, the ABS glue that I had is gelled up. It's old and junk. However, I have been told if you use the wet set or the hot cement, it will actually work on ABS as well. I don't know how accurate that is, but we are about to find out. So, just glue this thing up real good. I'm going to go ahead and do it on the pipe and the union because I want to get extra glue in there. You're supposed to do it on the pipe and the piece you're putting on anyway, but I'm getting kind of liberal with it. All right, slide that thing all the way down. I just use this because I don't want to get that on my hand. Anyway, there it is. We'll give it a little bit of a twist. But if the camera picks it up very well, I'm not sure. Get some of the excess out. Won't really matter anyway, because where it goes on the ball valve is a lot smaller than this. On the edges anyway. All right, now we're just playing around. But anyway, you get the idea. Double thick. I'll let that dry. I'll come back and drill the holes through and then cut down to it. The reason for drilling the holes first is if you have a square edge, that's a good point on the corners of those edges. That's where things will break out. So if you put a round edge on it, it should stop any crack or whatever. Of course, you know, I mean, anytime you're drilling something, unless it's like completely rigid and you're machining it in, you're still fracturing little bits. So anyway, we'll see how long this one lasts. If it doesn't work out overall, I mean, this thing's getting shorter. It's like 6 inches shorter than it used to be for the many times that it's broken. So if we have to, we'll just use the metal one in there. It's just, this is way lighter and I don't want to worry about it falling over on the ducks. So that is that. One more thing for the day is done. See you in a bit. Oh, another thing that we got done when y'all weren't looking was we got all of our green beans finally pulled out. They were long gone. But we also planted peas along both sides of the trellis so that they can climb up that. And then down here, we planted garlic. So a little bit going on for our fall garden. But anyway, we're going to try and get some more stuff to put in here. Once the cucumbers finally get pulled out, believe it or not, they're still actually producing. Excuse me, see a little bit there. this head cold won't go away. And there's another one. So yeah, they're still putting some on. I mean, like, that's just not going to turn into much. But check these guys out. We got like these funky ones every once in a while. Anyway, yeah, kind of funny looking. But there's still some cucumbers on there, so we're giving them a chance. But we'll get those pulled out. These are tiger melons down here, if you guys have ever seen these or not. But there's one right there. They start out green. Look like, well, they look like that when they first start. That one's probably not going to develop. But they're kind of like a cantaloupe in a way, a mild cantaloupe, maybe between that and a honeydew or something. But anyway, and our tomatoes are still going nuts. It looks like a jungle in here. However, yeah, that's what our tomatoes look like. We have almost none of them have gone ripened yet. We got a little bit of a late start again. But if you go over here, oh, I got a bird in the greenhouse again. If you go over here, that's the reddest tomato we've had all season. Crazy. Those are chocolate lightning. I don't know how they get the names for these things. They are pretty sweet. But anyway, so yeah, all of our green tomatoes, and here it is, the middle of October. But it's a greenhouse, so hopefully they will work out.